Firebirds pregame right now on Cape Cod Baseball Network. Kelly Nicholson joining me here. He's got a brand new hat today. We like that one better. He traded that one in for the All-Star hat. But let's talk about the All-Star game yesterday. You were the head field manager. You were here with everybody. Chad Gassman was here. First pitch coming up between these Firebirds and these Hyannis Harbor Hawks in just a bit. But talk about that experience for yourself and the 6 players and 5 that were represented yesterday for this Firebirds team. How great it was to play in that ball game yesterday for Harwich.
Yeah, they had a great time. I talked to him today, and I talked to him during the game and after the game, and to a guy, it was a great experience. It was a long day, but it went fast, and it was a good game, and the arms we ran out there from Orleans did a good job, and it was great to see Conrad and Jake get starts, and it was fun. It was really fun. It's one game during the summer for me where I can kind of sit back and relax and just watch the guys play and not really care too much about the results. So it was really, really fun and enjoyable, man.
Yes, certainly. And so we were talking about this yesterday, kind of the relationships you develop, not just during that All-Star game, but really throughout the entire Cape League, all the teams that you play all year long. So talk about that yesterday. I remember taking a look at yourself. You were talking with Carlos Asuaje, someone from this YD lineup, just meeting him, saying hello. Talk about that aspect of the Cape League up here, not just about managing ball games, but and especially in a circumstance like the All-Star game, you're meeting new players, meeting new competition, and you all really just come together and mesh for one game.
Yeah, it was really fun. I was telling our coaching staff and some of our players today that each and every one of those guys would have fit in really well with this ball club. Really good guys, quality guys, and obviously I've known those guys, the managers, for a long time. Alto, this is his second year, first year in the dugout with us, but we have a blast during the game, and it's really, really fun. We have a little contest as to who can score the most runs when we're out coaching the bases, and the guys know it, and so it's really fun. Yeah, Asuaje is a great kid. I had a nice conversation with Jagailo from Notre Dame, and the pitching staff. And the thing I told them to remember is that they're really close to the big leagues, and when they're watching those guys on TV, not to be too awed by them, because in 3, 4, 5 years they're going to be trying to take their jobs or competing with them or competing against them. And I said, in 2005, my first year in the dugout in an All-Star game, it was Lincecum and Longoria and Andrew Miller and Bard and the likes of those guys. And if I would have told Tim Lincecum, hey, Timmy, you're going to have 2 Cy Youngs, he would have looked at me like I had 3 heads probably. But it's really fun. It's really fun to be on the same side and to root for Harwich guys to get hits instead of not to get hits against us. So yeah, all in all, it was a great day. Really had fun.
Exactly. Don't expect him to be rooting for those guys. The latter half of this season, just about 9 games left. As again, first pitch between these Firebirds and the Harbor Hawks coming up right after this. But Coach, I want to talk about one specific player right now before first pitch. It's Reed Gragnani, a player who came back. He was here last summer, having another stellar summer for this Orleans Firebirds squad, and is really the bat has just come alive of late. The last handful of weeks or so, 5 multi-hit games in his last 7 starts, and what do you attribute that to? Is it anything changed with him? Considered to the early part of the year, I mean, this is a 360 hitter down in Virginia this past year, but did it take a little time for him to get going here in the early goings, and now he's just really come alive?
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that. Reed was banged up at the end of the season at Virginia. He had a leg injury, and he's not 100% right now. It still bothers him. He's a really, really good baseball player. He can play third, he can play second. He played center field at Virginia. He's a switch hitter. I have to tip my cap to Alex Levitt, who is a big part of the Orleans family. He was responsible for getting Gragnani up here. Levitt told me about Reed, and I remember exactly where I was and the day and the time and the whole deal when he told me about Reed. And I think anytime we can get a guy from Virginia, we're really fortunate. They do a great job down there in that program. And why is he so good? He works at it, man. He's out with early work. He totally believes in what Benny Craig is doing as his hitting coach this summer. And and in fact, I think they met in the off-season. I think Reed came out to San Diego and met with Benny. And it's a lot of hard work that's paying off. And it's every day. He was out here early today, probably at noon working. So he's a great kid, and it's great to see him get great results with all the hard work he's put in this summer.
Certainly an average of over 300 at this point in the season. So first pitch coming up is Kelly Nicholson joining us here in the Firebirds pregame show. And Brandon McNitt out on the mound today going up against Jimmy Walker for Hyannis. So talk about what you expect to see from Brandon today. Last time he pitched was a week ago against Bourne, and talk about his stuff as he's kind of made a journey really from starting rotation to the bullpen. Now he's getting a couple more starts. What do you expect to see or want to see from Brandon today?
Hey, we think he's going to keep the ball down. We expect him to keep the ball down. We expect him to force contact. And, one thing that we have talked about throughout the summer, we want to see him pitch with good tempo. So when he gets the ball back from the catcher, we want to see him deliver the ball pretty quickly, right around the 10-second mark. And I think if he does that, he's going to get better results. We've talked about that. And his last outing, he threw the ball really well. I think he went 3 1/3. He just gave up 1 earned run. And so we're expecting big things from him tonight.
Yeah, certainly. Hopefully doing his best Jarrett Arakawa impersonation of getting in that rhythm, getting a tempo going. Jarrett was solid a couple nights ago on Friday against Wareham in that victory. And so before we finish up here in the Firebirds pregame show, 9 games left in the season, sitting at 20-15. Talk about just expectations down the way, or maybe the biggest key for your club to finish strong. What would it be?
We got to stay healthy. Yeah. We really have to stay healthy. We started with 17 arms, and now we're down to 12. Ferris is going to go home. I don't know if you know that, but that's why Brandon is starting today. So he's going to have to go home. So we're down to 12, and we have 13 position guys. I believe right now 14 position guys, and so we kind of have a major league roster, and we need to stay healthy. And that's going to be key. The guys we've lost some good guys, but the guys we have here are good enough to make a run and play deep into the postseason here. We're very happy with who we have, and hopefully we're going to play well at the end. I told our guys our last meeting, it's not the best team that's going to win this. It's the team that's going to be playing the best. And so hopefully we're going to be that. Hopefully we're going to be that team and run out of here with a nice big fat ring.
Certainly. Trying to win, like you said, second straight year, winning an East Division crown. And, hey, hopefully that first championship since 2005. But first pitch coming up between these Firebirds and the Hyannis Harborhawks right after this. Coach, thanks for stopping by on the pregame show.
Thank you for having me. And hello to Donna. I'm sorry I did not give you a shout-out last night. It was well-intentioned, and I told him I was going to, and I totally forgot. So I love you, and I am thinking about you.
We'll give him a pass. More pregame right after this.